LifeWorks.
Copyright McKenna Breen, 1992. Hello, this is Michael Breen.
And this is Paul McKenna.
And this is the LifeWorks tape series. Now that you've had some experience in taking control of memories and the past, so that you now can be more resourceful, we can now move on and learn some of the techniques of learning how to improve your response in the moment to the situations that life presents to you. Before you actually go in and make the changes that you want to make, there's a few things we need to talk about first. In one sense, the things that have happened to you are not as important as the way that you've chosen to respond to them. You see, when you think about the past, even when you think about the future, you're thinking about them in the present. And the feelings that you have are occurring in the present. They're always happening now. So feelings actually don't belong to the past or the future. They only belong in the present moment. And when you learn how to master your feelings and emotions, you gain a tremendous amount of control over how the past and the future affect you. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are the one who's in control of your feelings and emotions. In our culture, there's a taboo about feelings. Oh, I couldn't help it. It's just the way I felt. She made me angry. Even within the very structure of language, there's this bias towards the belief that feelings are not under your control.
Because research over the past 50 years has demonstrated consistently that your feelings are very much under your control. Indeed, if your feelings aren't under your control, whose control are they under? So what this tape will help you do is learn how to manage and control your emotions from moment to moment in a more useful and effective way. You see, it's not just the belief that you have about something that empowers you and allows you to move further, or disempowers you and prevents you from acting. It's the way that you feel about the belief. At any particular moment, you'll be tending to create a belief or generalization about what's possible and what's not possible, what's real and what's not real, based on several things. The first one is the internal sounds and pictures you make, the way that you talk to yourself about the world, the way that you make sense of the world. That's one part. The second part is the physical state, the actual emotional state that you're in when you're thinking about whatever situation is arising. In tape 1, you began to learn the skills of taking control of those internal pictures and sounds. And in this tape, we'll be working on handling and managing your state from moment to moment. Now, there's one belief that we found across the very richest and most successful people that we've studied. And this belief, if you don't have it on board yet already, would be very useful to you in helping you to get more of what you really want. And that is the belief that you are responsible. That you can be responsible for what happens to you. What this means is that if you believe that you control and create what happens to you in your experience, that also means that you have the power to change it. You.
You've probably heard of the self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecies are statements about the world that you believe to be true, and these statements then organize your behavior either positively or negatively. So, for example, I can't do this or I can't do that, then you most likely won't attempt to do what it takes. You'll stop yourself from even setting out and trying. Self-fulfilling prophecies can also work in a positive and empowering way. For example, if you have a belief that whatever you set out to do, you can achieve, you'll be more likely to stay with it when the going gets tough. And there's an old saying, whether you say you can or whether you say you can't, you're right. Learning to use positive self-fulfilling prophecies allows you to create situations where you'll be responding more resourcefully to what's happening, rather than merely reacting. When you're reacting to what's happening, you're tending to go into a knee-jerk response to whatever's going on, and that doesn't require any conscious attention at all. When you're responding to a situation, you find yourself just naturally being in a resourceful state. What happens when you do this is you find there's less and less of your life that's out of your control, and more of your life that you can actually do something about. If you can learn to stand as the cause or creator in your life, you'll find what many other successful people have found, and that is, if you create your life consciously, you have the power to change it.
One way to look at this is to say to yourself that everything that happens to you happens for a reason or purpose, whether you're aware of it at first or not. Some of the most successful people never have emergencies, never have crises, never had disasters in their life. It's not that these people are magic and bad things don't happen to them. But when something happens, instead of looking at the downside and how they're going to be negatively affected by the situation, they simply say, yep, how does this help me? How can I use this opportunity to move forward? The attitude is that there's no such thing as a disaster in life, only a challenge. One of the keys to effectively working in this way is instead of telling yourself what everything means and telling yourself what everything means in a negative way, instead you ask questions about what's happening. Instead of saying, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me, you ask yourself the question instead. For example, how did I manage to create this situation? What's the best way forward? In one sense, there are just as many reasons to feel good about life as there are to feel bad. You can choose whatever it is you want to focus on. Remember, you always get more of what you focus on in life. If you're constantly focusing on what's wrong and what's bad and what didn't work out, you're going to find an awful lot of reasons to be unhappy. But on the other hand, if you choose to notice where the opportunities are in any situation and ask yourself, how can this help me? When you choose to look at the world and find out what's good rather than what's bad, how do you think you're going to feel?
I can guarantee that you're going to feel a lot better than if you think about everything that's gone wrong and bad and evil with the world. Now, we're not saying that you should just look on the good side of things and ignore the bad. No, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is managing your mind in such a way that you can stay resourceful no matter what happens to you. You see, what happens when you go into an unresourceful state in the face of adversity is that you start seeing something, and you notice, and you comment, and you say, oh, this is terrible. This reminds me of the other time that I failed. Then you check your feelings out, and then you feel bad about it all over again. Then you go ahead and look back out into the world and look for some confirming evidence. Should I feel this way? And you say, oh, yes, this is wrong as well. And then you go back to your feelings, and you notice that that makes you feel even worse. So you look out into the world for more evidence to confirm this, that you should really feel bad. And then you go into this downward spiral. It's a vicious circle that goes down. This is how many people manage to keep themselves in a negative state for their entire lives. And you don't have to do that. Just as there's a negative downward spiral, there's also a positive upward spiral. When you choose to notice what's going well in your life, you choose to notice how many things you're achieving rather than missing, noticing what's good, how people are helpful to you, how many people are friendly towards you, where all the good things are in life, you go into an ever-increasing upward spiral. You begin to look for more evidence of what's good in your life rather than what's wrong. Whatever you choose to do, and you know the choice is always yours, you can have more of the good things. More of the good things or more of the bad, but what you choose to do is up to you.
Just take a moment and ask yourself right now some empowering questions. What are you happiest about in your life right now? What are the things that you feel most motivated to do? What are the things that give you the greatest joy? What do you feel most passionately about? Just by asking these questions, you can immediately begin to change your focus. You begin to change the way you feel. The same thing happens when you ask yourself empowering questions when you're facing a problem. It's very simple, but this technique has helped many people achieve much more than they believed was possible. But actually, it's not the techniques that did it, as much as the way they were applied. Change is very simple, but we're not going to say it's easy, because it's only as easy as you make it, and it's only as easy as you want it to be. By that, I mean that you know the things to do. The challenge is to do them. By that, I mean that you know the things to do. The challenge is to do them. And I mean every day. Just like you get up in the morning, just like cleaning your teeth, going about your everyday routine. When you ask yourself empowering questions, it becomes a habit. You find the power of empowering questions multiplies many times. Like a muscle, it becomes stronger through repeated use. More self-confidence, contentment, happiness, and joy are all yours through the repetition of these techniques.
Now, place your attention on your belly. and allow your breathing to soften. And as you inhale, allow your belly to expand gently and become full. And then exhale, relaxing a little bit more as you allow gravity to assist you. You don't have to do anything to exhale. Just let gravity take care of it. And inhale gently, deep and full into your belly. And exhale. Now, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Continue to inhale. Gently allow your belly to expand. And exhale by relaxing just that little bit more. And allow your eyes to gently move about the room. And allow your eyes to pick out some object. Perhaps a piece of furniture, or a light switch, or a shelf. And just continue breathing softly and fully into your belly with no effort at all. Let gravity help you relax even more now, with your eyes resting gently on the object you've chosen. And I want you to move your eyes around the periphery of the object. Just slowly let your eyes go around the edges as you continue that soft, full breathing. And as you continue, just notice the sensations that are going on within you. Notice how that calm sensation develops when you just focus softly outside and allow your breathing to remain soft. One of the keys to being more responsive to what's happening in the moment is to learn how to exteriorize your attention. And that's what you're doing right now, through relaxing completely, with your eyes open, keeping your gaze softly on some particular object, or even a person. You begin to keep your attention outside on what's going on in the world around you. Quite frequently, when people are reacting to what's happening rather than responding, their attention is more absorbed inside, trying to figure out what's going on, figuring out about people's motives, or talking to themselves about what this means or what that means, or about some event that's happened in the past. When your attention is absorbed in that way, you'll tend to respond almost robotically on the basis of old habits and patterns. And when you learn to move your attention outside and keep your breathing soft and low and relaxed, you'll find that you don't have to respond in the same ways that you used to, but that you can just respond simply and appropriately to what's going on in that moment. And you can practice this for just a minute at a time. And you can do it whether you're sitting down, standing, or lying down. If you do this occasionally throughout the day, you'll find yourself developing a new skill. The skill of remaining calm and focused and serene, no matter what the circumstance. Just take a moment now and think about some of the things and situations and places where maybe you wish you'd been just that much more responsive, that much more present, that much more able to deal with the situation. Choose 2 or 3 of these incidents and mull them over in your mind. We'll be using the material during the trance sequence on the other side.
And we'll help you to enter into the state of trance once again, so that you can begin to become more effective in the present moment and to remove any of the obstacles that stand in your way to being more response-able. Welcome to the Hypnotic Induction. Here you are now going to learn to harness the power of your unconscious mind to help you deal more effectively with the present. At the end of this tape, you will return to your normal waking consciousness, refreshed, relaxed, and alert, with a certain delightful sense of difference.
The words and sounds on this tape carry powerful messages to your conscious and unconscious mind. And as you listen to the instructions and relax, you will go into a hypnotic trance
and begin to make the changes that will support you in getting more of what you really want. While listening to this or any self-hypnosis tape, if for any appropriate reason you need to awaken, you will of course immediately return to normal waking consciousness with all the resources you need to effectively handle the situation.
Remember, at all times, you're comfortably protected by your unconscious mind. And as you listen to these tapes and begin making those shifts in feelings, attitudes, and behaviors at a deep unconscious level that will best support you in being more effective in the present moment, you might find yourself beginning to drift into a relaxing place.
Please use the sounds of our voice to support you as you comfortably adjust your body and mind into a more relaxing way of being.
In a trance, whether you're going into a deep trance or a medium trance is of no importance. What is important is that you allow your unconscious mind to begin doing what it knows how to do best, even better. And that is making your life work for you, while your conscious mind goes off and does other things.
Now, I don't know if you're aware yet that your rate of breathing has changed. But as you become more comfortably aware of it, you might notice a certain comfortable sensation deep inside, beginning to spread.
And it's quite appropriate if you find your mind continues to wander here and there, because like clouds floating through a clear sky, There's nothing you need to do, or think about, or feel in a particular way. You only have to enjoy the ride.
And you know it can be the most pleasant thing on earth when you attend to the things that are right in front of you. Because when you get down to it, there is really nothing to worry about at all. And you know that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.
And the journey of 1,000 miles continue with the next step. And each step you take always begins from where your feet are now to the next place you rest. So you always know where you are, and you always know where you're going, and it will always be that easy for you to take the next step.
And when you do that, you find yourself arriving much quicker than you used to. Because when you learn to take things one step at a time, and after all, that's the only way you can go. You take all the steps and learn the lessons that you need to. You don't need to go backwards to find out where you've been, because you know where you are.
And doesn't that feel good? When you find yourself to be here, right where you are. And even better, being where you want to be. Taking the necessary steps and
knowing that you know where to go and what to do, and feeling so confident and secure and balanced. Spend a few moments quietly reflecting on what you are achieving at the moment. What's most important to you right now? If you could achieve one goal, what would that be? How would you look if you are already making it happen? Imagine that you are actually achieving it. What's it like? And what's the difference about your life now that you are achieving what you want to? And what changes have you made in order to get this thing that you want? It can really be as easy as making sure that you know exactly what you want and think through how you might get there, and then use your imagination to tell your unconscious mind what to pay attention to, what to look out for as you go through the day.
By choosing to spend a little time each day, just as you're doing right now, to demonstrate your commitment to what's really important to you, you send a strong and clear message to your unconscious about where you're going. All you have to do is take the next step.
And you know you can be grateful for the good things that you have in your life. As you get more of what you want, put your attention on it. Might be a good idea to spend a little time thinking about the things that you are grateful for. And you know today's gratitude buys you tomorrow's happiness, like a healthy body and a good relationship and all the opportunities that you have that you don't even know about yet. You can even be thankful for the obstacles that you have in life. Is it really an obstacle? Or is it really a chance for you to grow and learn how to deal with life in a different and more effective way?
Or is it a challenge that makes reaching the goal that much more valuable because you had to strive for it? Or is it a lesson that you set up for yourself so that you could learn it once and for all and then never have to experience anything like it again?
And the choice is yours. And you can take all the things that ever looked like obstacles and turn them into something useful and valuable to you.
Now, there are if you really think about it, a lot of things that you want to do. And your unconscious mind can now help you to do them. And all the things that you want, your unconscious mind is capable and willing to help you achieve. And while your conscious mind goes on to do other things, your unconscious mind can work, and work very hard to help you create the kind and quality of results that you desire, even while you sleep, so that in one day, at night, 1 week, so deeply, 1 month, your unconscious mind, 3 months will help you, a year, and continue, 5 to create results, so that so much more can now be accomplished than you ever thought possible before, because now you're learning how to work together to achieve the kind of results, and you can come from cooperation, work with your unconscious mind.
In order to allow your unconscious mind to work that much better at helping you get more of the things that you want, allow an image to come into your mind of how you'd look if you are twice as relaxed as you are right now. See yourself
And
being
you are
twice as relaxed
feeling
as you are.
good.
When you've got it, step inside that image and see with those eyes.
Feel
Hear
good.
with those ears.
You can feel
And feel exactly what it feels like to be
good
that relaxed.
right now. If that's
And
the
rest
way
there for a moment.
that you want to.
And from that place, call to mind an image of how you'd look if you were going about your daily
How good
routine
it feels.
that much more calm, centered, and in control than you are already.
Relaxed.
When you are there, step
flow
inside that image and see
of
with those
relaxation.
eyes and hear with those ears
And notice
and feel exactly what it feels like to go through that experience.
what it feels.
That relaxed, calm, and in control.
Now,
And resting in that state, in this way, achieving the things
Your
that you
unconscious
want
mind
so much.
will
Your
continue to
unconscious
help you
mind will continue to help you in this way,
in so
achieving
many
the
ways.
things that you want so much easier than before. And from that place, allow an image to come into your mind of how you would look if you are handling all the situations that
All
used
the
to knock you off
situations.
balance. But now, you handle it so much easier than you did before. See it there as real before you as
You know,
as everything.
it's going to come
And
up
in
tomorrow.
exactly the same way, seeing yourself there,
And you know that summer
you can see with those eyes,
follows spring.
hear with those ears, and feel what it feels like to be handling those
Stepping
situations
inside
that used to knock you off balance.
That image
But now
of
with all
yourself.
the confidence and ease that you can feel.
you can feel
Now, looking at yourself
That
in the
much
mirror of your mind, you can see yourself there, looking
so calm
how
and
you would
relaxed.
like to look
when you know it's possible.
when you are achieving the things that you set out to.
Now, isn't it nice?
You know that it's okay to look in the mirror, and
Like the way you look.
when you see in the future, you are doing what it
No.
takes to get where you want to go. And that rested
are.
and comfortable feeling continues now as you notice the relaxed breaths
so
that you were
relaxed.
breathing.
And the comfortable feeling that you have lets you know that this is so. And as you rest just a little while longer, and as now you can become aware of your breathing, the gentle in and out, and the relaxing feelings that accompany this, you can also become aware once again of your body as you rest there quietly, enjoying the sensations and wondering just how your unconscious is going to help you and how much easier it's going to be for you now. And as I count backwards from 5 down to 1, you can find yourself becoming more and more awake with each number that I count. 5. Your awareness of your body makes it easy for you to begin to reorientate to the present moment, here and now. 4. Feeling rested and refreshed as you move back to normal waking consciousness. 3. Beginning to feel like moving your body and beginning to stretch. 2. Beginning to realize what an eyes-opening, experienced trance can really be. And 1. You're now back at the level of normal waking consciousness, wide awake and feeling great.